Subscribe to our channel, press the bell icon and never miss an update from Latestly.
पेशकश में हमारे साथ हैं बहुत ही खास गेस्ट हमारे। ये खास सिर्फ इसलिए नहीं है क्योंकि इनके टाइटल्स, इनकी इनकी अचीवमेंट्स, इनके अवार्ड्स और फिल्म्स खास हैं। ये खास इसलिए भी हैं क्योंकि इनकी जर्नी बहुत ही खास है। खास तौर पे इनका जो बाउंस बैक रहा है वो काफी ज्यादा रिमार्केबल रहा है। At one point, he was called Soldier. He was also Badal and Bichu. But these days, he is busy being the self-styled Baba. Joining me now, perhaps from his ashram itself, Bobby Deol.
जप नाम जप नाम जप
अपना
नाम।
की हाल बाबा जी, सब ठीक?
हाँ सब ठीक एकदम फर्स्ट क्लास।
And I must say that your journey from being Bobby to being Baba, quite remarkable. I mean, it's been more of a roller coaster ride, hasn't it been like that?
It has been, but the funniest thing is when the film came out, when the show came out, and my dad started calling me Bobby Baba, idhar aa, Bobby Baba, because I'm the youngest in my family. So
Right. Still
yes,
getting used to that?
Pardon? Uh, I mean, I remember when I earlier on when I used to do movies and the films became popular. When I used to be on the road in my car, people would come and scream out my character's name to me. So it's nice to get that again. After so many years, people are calling me by my character. Kashipur wale Baba Nirala, kaise hain aap? So and everybody keeps doing Japna with me. So it's nice, because it's become so popular, the show, and audiences have really enjoyed it, and I'm very thankful to them for my fans who've always been there with me for 25 years, and the new fans I've made now. And it's their love, and it's their love gives me the strength to work harder. I mean, yes, I had a lot of ups and downs in my career, but they all stood by me even through my bad times. It was just the right projects which were required, and that was something I was waiting for. And now on this phase of my career, I've been trying to, मैं कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि मैं consciously कोशिश कर रहा हूँ कि मैं अलग किस्म के किरदार प्ले कर सकूँ. So I was very happy when I went to meet Prakash ji, and he said that I wanted to play Baba's character, and for a second I was like taken aback कि आप मुझे इस रोल के लिए ले रहे हैं. बोलते मुझे तू ही चाहिए इस रोल के लिए, तू ही मेरी चॉइस है, पहली चॉइस. And I was so happy to hear that, because
but generally, sorry to interrupt, but generally what happens is that Bollywood tends to stereotype you. This was exactly the reverse of that. Here's a lad, here's a boy who's always known for his charm and his macho image, and suddenly there is role reversal, there is image reversal. You are playing this negative character, that of the Baba.
Yes, but that's what I've been trying to do consciously, and thanks to OTT platform, thanks to MX Player, which is a free app, and the viewership is amazingly large, and the way they have promoted the show, it is to another level. Because I remember when my movies used to release earlier on, I remember going on the streets to see the banners. But here I had to just drive a few minutes and I would see the banner of Aashram. It was everywhere.
Absolutely.
So it was just amazing the way they publicized it, and also the show was so well made by Prakash ji that everybody involved in it. The best thing about the show is that it was the whole team that was appreciated, not just my character. Everybody, Chandan, Darshan, Tushar, Tanmay, then Sachin, then Aditi and Tridha, everybody was, appreciated for their work, so it's just been amazing.
And what is even more interesting and is the fact that your observation inspires my next question. I mean, now when you drive alongside, say, promenade and billboards, on hoardings, your posters are there, your face is there, right bang in the center. Also, the fandom one enjoys these days via digital, on digital media. How do you enjoy all this?
Well, I mean, thanks to Corona, I've really not really been able to step out. But I've got so many messages, so many, people calling up, people who I haven't spoken to for so many months or years have messaged to say how happy they are for me, And that is amazing when people message me to say how happy they are to see me in the show and the way I have done the character. And they're so happy for me to get this success, So I'm very, really, really touched by everybody's, appreciation.
And fans are going absolutely berserk. Your fans who have been right alongside you since Soldier days. I mean, what went wrong? Why you suddenly disappeared? And here you are back. But I must ask you, what inspired those not so good decisions back in the day, and now good decision now, decision making rather. So what changes have you seen yourself
I,
in terms of decision
I
making?
see. I think this is the actor's life. You know, you choose subjects, you believe in them, they fail, then you choose something and it succeeds, and sometimes a lot of them just keep failing. You know, so this is a part and parcel of being an actor. This is something you live with every day. You know, it is not so easy to be an actor, and I feel with my experience of these 25 years, and now that I've reached a certain age, I've become more fearless in my choices. I believe that what will I lose? I'm not going to lose anything. I lost so much in between. If
Right.
I will lose, but if I succeed, I will gain, and that's what I believe in now. You know, that's how I believe I will move forward. You know, that's what I'm trying to do.
हमारे लास्ट कॉन्वर्सेशन में आपने काफी कैटेगोरिकली कहा था रोजमर्रा की आममर्रा की जिंदगी में ऐसा होता है कि इट्स द फादर हु पुशेस द किड्स भाई तू बाहर जा कुछ काम कर इंस्पायर हो मोटिवेट हो it was exactly the opposite in your case your kids actually were pushing you hard to step out to get work so did that act as a turning point of sorts did that
See,
snap you out of your
see,
slumber so to speak
I think we have to set examples for our kids. And we need to inspire them. And if you can't inspire them, then you're not a good parent. I think that's what I realized the moment when I heard my kids telling my wife that, why is dad always at home? Why doesn't he go to work? You go to work. And I think that just snapped something in me. And I just decided from that day onwards that I'm never going to pity myself anymore. You know, and I'm just going to work hard, be prepared because anyone can come knocking at your door, but you have to be ready for that. You know, so that's how I suddenly changed.
during that lull, during that phase, what kept you going? What kept you motivated? Of course, we are doing this
I think there
this
was no
interview for.
motivation at that point. There was no motivation whatsoever. There was
Oh,
only self pity that kept me going, and I didn't see the bright side of life. I didn't see anything. I was just in this black hole,
hmm,
and so that's how what I was going through. And then that's what I'm saying. The moment I realized that I had to get out of it, I just came out of the black hole. you know and that's how it happens because everybody goes in their life. A lot of people you meet, sometimes in your own career, sometimes things don't happen the way you wanted to, and people wonder, why aren't you doing anything? you know but no one knows. You can't always be successful at things you do. So
gee.
that's how it is for everybody, not just me. It's just that I feel nice that people think of me as an example for someone who failed and now has succeeded again. And I feel that if I can inspire people, then it's a great achievement. Because that's
It
something
is.
which I
It is.
always want to set a good example for the world I live in.
Your journey has been, especially as I said in my intro, your bounce back has been truly inspirational. But now that you're inspired, what keeps you going? What keeps you motivated? Are there any songs? Are there any writers or movies that inspire you? That keeps
Well,
so. Yeah.
I basically love the 80s music. I love, and if you talk about Hindi cinema, I love the 70s and the 80s and the 60s. So I listen to sometimes some old songs, and and if it's English music, it's always been the 80s for me because I grew up in that period. So that's what I listen to. That's what keeps me happy. And then I like to watch. I do watch a lot of web series, but it's just that now, for some time, I have not been able to because I've been busy with work, and otherwise, that's what keeps me going. And the thought that I'm going to get up tomorrow morning and going to work is something that really keeps me motivated.
Mm. Roller coaster ride that it has been. What it tells you about life in general, about the profession that you are in. What do you know for sure now?
I still don't know anything for sure. There's nothing for sure in life ever. That's what I want people to know. That doesn't mean that you don't work hard. You can't depend on luck because your work converts into luck. That's what I believe. So that's what I want to tell the youngsters, that don't give up in life. Be focused, be persistent, you
Mhm.
know, and you'll achieve what you want to. Even if you don't reach the heights you want to reach, but you will reach a height which you'll be able to do something with your life.
It is not hard. It is quite hard for the fans. Must be hard for the fans to believe that you had no alternative model whatsoever during that phase, because films is what is all you know, and duels are known for their emotional quotient. You're very emotional. You make your decisions from the heart and not from the brain. So in that sense, how did you manage to survive? How did you manage to pull yourself together, get the act together?
As I said, I'm very blessed. I live in a joint family, and emotionally, we're always there to support each other. So I guess that kept me a little stable to a certain extent. And eventually, it's in your hands. Nothing else can change anything for you. Only you can change things for yourself. So you have, it's all up to you. You learn from your mistakes. The moment you realize from your mistakes, you will move forward, and that's how it was for me.
Class of 83, Ashram, and before that, there were movies which you were noticed, say Poster Boys or Race 3. So now all these stepping stone will lead to something even bigger. Are you not hopeful about that? Are you not
Definitely.
excited
I
about that?
mean, hope is something that keeps you going.
Correct.
you know and it's like you can make yourself happy. You can't wait for something to make you happy. It's like that.
Something
So
something that you must have discovered about yourself during the new projects
yeah, because
as a performer.
it's so easy to be sad.
Hmm.
Don't you think so? It's easy to be sad than to be happy.
Correct. Correct.
कुछ भी होता है, हाय ये क्यों हो गया, वो मेरी माँ, or ये you always sulking. That's how we all are. Even though things are happening, I mean, we are human beings. We'll have all that side to ourselves.
एज अ परफॉर्मर अपने बारे में कुछ खोज किया आपने इन दिनों?
See, I believe that experience of life makes you understand a lot of things, and that helps you play different kinds of characters. And I think that's what I have experienced in these 25 years in this industry. So it's all about that, because you notice people around you. I mean, I'm not a bad person. I'm not a villain, but I had to play a villain. So I believe that every human being has good and bad in them. It's just how you've been brought up to make you've been made to understand that this is bad and this is good. But we are human beings. We are greedy. We are selfish. We are egoistic. No matter what. So those kind of emotions helped me to perform as the character in Ashram. And at the same time, in Class of 83, it was all about being a good person, trying to do the right thing. And it is kind of my career, because in Class of 83, I had got punishment posting, and in somehow in my life, I felt I was punished. So you identify with all those feelings, and
True.
that's how you perform. So I think that's how it is.
Absolutely. And going forward, when you see all these changes happening, this digital media coming in with force, OTT, and you're talking about hope as well. Your show is about spirituality, and what spirituality is not as well. So tell me, I mean, when you see apart from spirituality, you also need strength of relationship, your friends perhaps. So who's have always been standing alongside you, friends from the industry?
Well, my friends are from my school days and my college days, who've always been there, believed in me. And so, I mean, I keep saying I'm blessed. I think I am really blessed, because I have such amazing friends. They have always been there for me. They've always had faith in me. They always believed that I was meant to do much, much more better things, and I have it in me to do it. So they've always, been there, be supportive of things in my life. So that's how it is.
My last question. With plethora of options opening up in terms of OTT, what you have in terms of content creation, how do you see then your journey vis-a-vis these platforms opening up?
I think, as you've noticed, because of OTT platform, things have changed for me. Not just for me, people in the whole star cast of Ashram, all these young, talented actors have been noticed. And OTT platform gives you the chance to create stories which otherwise would have not been made for cinemas. So, and then I believe it's like IPL, OTT is like IPL. You get to see young talent and they get a chance, an opportunity to work in movies made for the cinemas, and actors from cinemas get the chance to play IPL.
It's a mixed bag. Yes.
It's that's how it is. They'll be always supportive.
Yeah.
Cinema is never going to die. It's always going to be there. It's just Corona has slowed down everything. And I think OTT platform was always meant to happen because it's, whatever happens in the West happens in India after 10 years. So OTT was already existing in the West and it had to come to India, which it did. So, because you need to be entertained, look at our lives. We're always with our mobile phone, no matter what. Even now, I'm sure when you're standing and doing this interview with me, you must be looking at your mobile phone, koi message aaya, because it's become a part of our lives, you
True.
know.
True.
So entertainment has now become such a small little screen, you know. And as long as you get entertained, what do you want? That's what it's all about.
Doesn't really matter if the screen is big or small. You're shining through, and you're shining really bright. We are really glad to see Bobby Deol 2.0, so to speak. So all the best for your future journey.
Thank you so much, and happy Diwali to you and your family. And I just want to wish all the listeners a happy, happy Diwali. Keep it safe.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jap naam,
Thank
jap
you.
naam.
Jap naam, jap naam. All the best.